Oh man, this is crazy. All right, wait a minute. Hey. All right, that's a video for another day. Yeah, I got an Oculus. No, it's not my kid's, and it's incredible. I've had it for like 3 days. Thanks for dropping by today, and if you're one of my subscribers, a special thank you to you here. You guys really help keep this channel fresh and going. And by the way, if you like this topic, if it's interesting, please tap that thumbs up icon and consider subscribing. Also, this is a special thing. If you have a similar situation in your family, headache or not, please leave a comment. I will be publishing and reading the best comment at the end of next week's video. So if you have something that you think could be helpful to other parents, please comment below. So here's a story for you. It's in 2 parts, and this is episode 1. It's about a 12-year-old boy who got sick. This is a true story. It's about one of my kids. He came home from school one day with a bad headache. Well, kids do get headaches, but it was really bad, and it lasted all night. But the next day, he was fine. Then a week later, another really bad headache, plus something new, throwing up. Now, this isn't a story that's just about bad headaches. It's about what happens when your child has a health issue, but there isn't an easy solution. That's something that we hope we never face as parents, but sometimes we do. So, over the weeks to come with our child, these headaches became more and more frequent. We could tell this was not a regular headache. It was much worse. It was absolutely debilitating. He started missing school for 1 day a week, sometimes 2 days. And, we just started thinking as parents, what should we do? This seemed really odd and unusual. Maybe there was something seriously wrong. So you make an appointment with your pediatrician, the pediatrician that's probably been taking care of your child for many years, who's helped with strep throats and sprains and bad colds and all this kind of stuff. But that's the normal stuff of childhood. Our child is suffering like we'd never seen before. He couldn't bear it. We needed a solution, and we needed a solution fast. So our pediatrician checks out our son, asks good questions, and provides his best answer. I have it right here. Extra strength Tylenol. The result, I'll tell you, it had absolutely zero effect on solving the issue. So what our child was dealing with was a migraine headache. Migraine is a term that you might hear sometimes, and it generally is referred to, it refers to a bad headache. But actually, migraine is a medical term. It's for a headache with something called vascular involvement. That means the headache has something to do with the blood vessels in the head. Now, this is important because a migraine requires different treatment, a little bit more than extra strength Tylenol. Not only did our pediatrician not have any answers, he really didn't have any suggestions other than that we could maybe see a neurologist. Well, we were grasping at straws. That was something. That's when I learned lesson 1. Don't assume that your doctor will have an answer for your medical issue. We were used to getting answers, like, for example, take this antibiotic for a week, stay home from school, you'll be better. But this headache problem, we would find out, didn't have an easy solution. So we had to find a neurologist, and we found one at Mass Gen in Boston. But there was a problem. This neurologist was booked out for 4 months, wasn't taking any appointments for 4 months. We really couldn't wait for 4 months for an appointment, given the urgency of our situation. So my partner begged the doctor's office to make an exception and give us an appointment the following week. So here's lesson number 2. Many doctors and specialists actually have emergency appointments available, but these are not given out unless they're asked for or if the person scheduling appointments senses a high level of need or distress. With an urgent medical issue, which we had, this was something that was very, very useful to know, and we did get that appointment. The appointment arrived, but we found out rather quickly this doctor had little experience with migraines or their treatment. Now, he did prescribe some new drugs. Got them here. They were epileptic seizure drugs, I believe, even though our child had no history of seizures whatsoever. So I'll tell you what these drugs did as well as, just like the last one. They did absolutely nothing. This specialist said that we should send our child for therapy. This didn't make any sense to us. So our relationship with this doctor ended very quickly. We were struggling with a child suffering excruciating pain about once a week for long periods of time. We didn't know what the hell to do next. So here's lesson number 3. If you're seeing a specialist, do research before the appointment. Do they have a focus in their practice that relates directly to your issue? Might be on their website. You might have to call them up and ask them and talk to a nurse, but at least do some research that kind of pre-qualifies them to maybe being a good fit to treat your child. As parents, we did not know to do this. We just thought our pediatrician recommended a neurologist. They work with headaches, and we found one and set up an appointment. So research can be useful in finding a doctor or specialist who has expertise with a specific problem. So this was very, very frustrating, as you can imagine. After this dead end with the neurologist, our child continued to suffer regular weekly episodes, terrible pain, missed school, suffering grades, all the things that you would expect. During this period, he could do nothing but endure the suffering until it was over. Couldn't even watch TV. That's how bad it was. And let me just describe, just briefly, the effect that this had on me. And it was hard. It was hard to actually be in the same room for a long period of time with my suffering child when he was having these pains. It just made me feel so helpless. I in a way kind of blamed myself that I couldn't find any solution whatsoever. Nothing that I could do, nothing that would ease the pain or make it end faster. You know, as a parent, you're kind of used to going to the doctor, as I said, and you get a solution and you apply it and you move on. Even if it's something awful like a broken arm, you get set, 2 or 3 days later, your child is up and running with a cast or something on. But this kind of problem where there is no answer and there's not even really any suggestions, it was just a very, very difficult thing for me. Now, my partner, my wife, who's much stronger than me, I was very, very grateful that she could deal with this situation much better. She would sit on my son's bed, try to soothe him in any way she could, talk to him if he felt like talking, get him something to eat if he felt he could keep some food down, bring some toys, whatever. Thank God she was there to provide that level of support. So I'll always be grateful to her for that. So this brings me to lesson 4, an important one. Solving some health problems like this one takes work, a lot of work. We were at the beginning of a journey as we struggled to find some sort of solution. It was stressful, tiring, and required a lot of effort and hard work. Okay, I'm going to wrap up episode 1 here, and episode 2 will be up next Friday at 4 o'clock EST. In that video, I'll be talking about how the stress of a sick child caused disagreements between myself and my partner. So please subscribe and tap the chime so that you'll be sure to see that video when it's posted. I'll have several important lessons to share in that next video, just like I did in this one. So thanks for watching. I hope you found some of these ideas useful. Actually, I hope you never have to deal with this in your family. But I hope to see you on next week's conclusion.